Well, I should also bring a bed with me adventuring, so maybe we'll get some more sheep. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of our Let's Play. And today we're going to try to set up a semi-auto wheat farm so that we can keep breeding our cows, and I'm going to try to clear out some areas so we can actually start on a proper build. So I just climbed up on top of the mesa here and just increased the render, and just looking out, there's so many great things just to see from here. We have oak and birch forest, we have a ruin portal, we have a sunken ship, which has got tons of savanna with some floating islands, all sorts of really cool things. Something I like to do to protect your stuff, especially in the beginning, is just waterlog your chests, so if a creeper does come by and explodes, you don't lose your chest contents, which right now would suck. I am the trader now. Something else that I think we should have from the beginning is going to be a lava farm, and we can at least get this started here, and let's go find a place to set this up. Alright, so I looked around and it looks like this is going to actually be a pretty good spot. I'll just fill in the bottom just a little bit to raise it up. And then one of the really nice things that I want to do with the lava farm is have it also right next to what will eventually end up being a cobblestone gen. So we'll just start by filling this in. The tall grass is... and just all the copious amounts of grass is honestly my least favorite part of the savanna. And actually, let's take out some of this part here so we can have a better entrance walking in. Oh. And the reason why I'm thinking to having this kind of lowered in is if there's any error or accidentally break anything, the lava's not going to flow out and destroy everything. So I'm going to have this a little bit lower, but I want it open enough that I can check in on it to make sure that everything is filling up the way it's supposed to, that we're continuing to get lava generation. We can also fill in a bit over here. Let's widen this out just a little bit. So whereas we're going to have 4 cauldrons that fill up, we're also going to need a little room on each side for just our building blocks in general. First, let's make our cauldrons. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with 5. Why not? And if I want any room behind that, we can always cut it out. So we'll say right there is pretty good. And we'll have some temporary blocks. We'll just put this right over here. I like using the dripstone. And then with the pointed dripstone, 1 into each of these. We can remove that. And as you'll see right now, it's starting to drip water in. It'll just do this naturally. However, we're going to get it to do lava, so in order to do that, we need to have lava source blocks on top. So as long as we have 5 and there's a small lava pool just outside the village that I saw earlier, we can have those, and then we can have our infinite lava. It doesn't fill up super fast, but it is much faster and much more efficient for fuel than just burning a bunch of coal. To enclose this in to get this to work, if you want, these could be temporary blocks. I like to use them decoratively. So we need them to be, we need a channel. For the lava to actually be here. We can put that here. I have one on the side. You don't need the corners if you don't want. And then I also like to put in ones behind it so that the farm actually has a front. However, it is not necessary. So this is all the basis of the farm here. And the next we need is the lava. So let me go grab that. All right, and now that we have all our lava, please don't hop in here. That would be very inconvenient. 4 and 5. And since this is a hazard, we're going to cover this up. Alright, and you can tell it's working when you see little droplets of lava coming down here. It's going to fill up on its own, it actually does a surprising amount. We'll take our barrel, and see, we already have one. Already have one done. And then wherever you want to just store it, really. Maybe one right here. We got all our empty buckets. It just goes right in. I'm going to go ahead and continue to open this up a bit. And now for the cobble farm, let's go ahead and clear out some more space here so that we can walk around. This tall grass again. Alright. We gotta remember that there's the lava that is in this one. So these ones are the exposed ones. If we remove these, I'm gonna have a bad time. So we're gonna start by placing these blocks here. We're gonna place one over here. Those two. One here. And then one up here. We're gonna have a water source up here. The water is gonna come down. And then it'll cross over. Likewise, because we're gonna have a lava source here, it's going to drain down. It's gonna touch at the bottom. And that's gonna keep us from ruining either sources. So in the meantime, what we can do is, before we open that up, we can put this in. It's going to want to flood out. So it's just going to do a little bit of this. If you don't want to deal with that, that's perfectly fine. You can block that off too. We're going to open those up. And because the water was right there, because that's a source, instead we're going to dig this one deeper. I'm going to block this off here. So that the water doesn't come directly into there. But we should be able to break this, get our lava to come down. There we go. And so that this is more accessible. So you're not just like mining at an angle downward. Just mine out a little spot here. And then you can do this. However, if you don't want to mine just the single one at a time, you can also modify this so that you have two sources. You can potentially move it back 3, so it's this entire thing. It's fairly modular. You'll just move it further back. But we need to set up our collection. So let me go grab a hopper. Right. So you could have done this before. It doesn't matter too much. As long as you have this open, it'll be fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swim in here and just use a temporary block to act as my chest. I'm gonna take my hopper. So it goes right in here. We can swim up and out. That should be the hopper. Put our chest right here. So you'll notice it doesn't have anything in it. When we break this, it's gonna get our cobblestone. On rare occasion, you can lose it if it just bounces off into the other direction. So this is just gonna be a very simple, very early cobblestone generator, and it just borrows the source from the lava farm. But of course it's still a hazard, so I'm going to cover that up. And you don't have to cover up the water. Completely up to you. I usually like to make this look a little bit better. I just apparently ran out of stone bricks. But yeah, that's mainly it right there. It's your little combo system set up. And we'll just put some cobblestone on either side. Make it look a little bit more intentional, possibly supported. Here you go. Some pillars, and look at that, we already have two. So the big thing is just keeping an eye on it to use it, fill it up. And then also the big thing that you're going to run into as a choke point is just not having enough buckets. So you can always expand this out, but me personally, I don't really need to have like 15 buckets of lava just ready to go. So yeah, just being aware, and that's why it's important to have this pretty accessible so you can see whether or not it's filled up. And then just have lava for whatever you need, really. I'll probably put a smelter or something nearby so that it can take better advantage of just the proximity instead of having my one little furnace just over here right now. But we also don't have like an official base set up yet. Now that we have this done, we have these two. Let's also go ahead and check on the wheat farm and see how things are growing. All right, this is looking fantastic here. I know I didn't go over too much of how I did this. It's not really that fancy at all. I actually want to move this lever. But since I had already planted stuff, if I moved it, then they would have all been flooded and I would have needed to replant. But we can see how this operates. Here we have our lights to keep it safe. Also, crops are going to grow a little bit faster with the light around it. These are tiered out. So 6 blocks, 7 blocks, and then 8, although I think I just went with 7 on the last one. And then with all of that, I still have our water sources in for the crops to grow. And then here at the end, instead of what you can do if you want, you could actually put in a bunch of hoppers and then have them all feed into a single chest. Instead, I just put down a stream, and because some of the wheat and seeds that come through, they can come through with a little bit of velocity. I just went ahead and built a barrier for them to fall into, so we don't lose any, and then it all gets collected here. And then that leads right into just this one double chest. I'll probably end up expanding this and making this larger at some point. So that's how it's all set up, and then let's see it in action. I know not everything has grown, but it's a pretty good indicator. Also, I missed a spot. That's unfortunate. Why did it not knock everything else down? Oh, because it is going into these. Okay. Let me fix that. Now, let's see if it washes away the rest of it. There we go. Much better. And you could say, well, Kyte, you sounded so confident. That must be embarrassing. It's not really embarrassing as long as you're open to learning things. So now I know what does and doesn't work. And we just got a bunch of wheat seeds, so we can just replant stuff. Yeah, so if all I had to do was just go in here every so often and just manually plant it, you know, that's not too bad. All right, that is gonna be it for today. We have our wheat farm, we have a lava generator and a stone generator. So I think we made pretty good progress, and thank you so much everybody for hanging out and for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And until next time, please hit the like and subscribe button so you get more notifications for the next episode. Thank you, and until next time, as always, goodbye.